Hey guys and gals, welcome back. This is another amazing show. We have a really special show today. It's an impromptu show. This is going to be incredible. We're talking about Freedom Move USA. This is something that's going to knock your socks off. This is going to be something that your clients have never heard of before, and they are going to love it. Trust me. Why? Because I've already used it. Now, I'm going to bring in Jake Wolf, the CEO of Clever Leads, spelled with a K. But before that, here's our intro. All right, you amazing human beings, we are here. We are on a special assignment when it comes to doing podcasting and putting out information. Freedom Move USA is one heck of a cool company. I have Jake Wolf. You guys all know and love Mr. Jake Wolf. He's going to break down kind of how this helps your clientele, how you can get more listings, how you can get more buyers. But before that, Mr. Wolf, how are you, brother?
I'm extremely well, Mr. McDaniel. Thank you so much for having me here on Real Estate Uncensored. What an amazing podcast that you've went in and built, and we really appreciate your support. So really excited to go ahead and talk to people today about Freedom Move USA, what it is, how you can put it into your toolkit, utilize it as a very powerful, unique selling proposition that absolutely dominates your competition. But most importantly, it gives you something so unique that gets you engaged and in conversations with a tremendous amount of folks, because you're adding value that could equal a $10,000 to $25,000 savings for your customer.
Okay, so walk me through this really quickly. With Freedom Move USA that you've created, we've never really understood this as real estate agents, but customers incur anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 or more in a cost for moving. So what does Freedom USA do for the consumers, and how can this be a value-add asset?
Well, in 2022, right now, where we're at, and especially with a lot of the inflation that we've seen across the whole United States of America, retail moving options are extremely expensive for our consumers, right? When people are planning on moving from one state to another or just moving across town, now all of a sudden they have these types of, we're going to different retail places to go ahead and rent different trucks, and the services that they're getting, right, or the folks that they're thinking about moving with are charging a tremendous amount, because we have all of this extra cost in fuel cost.
Yeah, walk me through the fuel cost, because I mean that's something that I don't think a lot of people really understand how much that is, and kind of what the movers put on top of their costs. And with what you guys have put together, you've eliminated a lot of that, and it basically goes back to a referral fee amount, give or take, right?
Yeah. So bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen: when we plan on selling our home, we have to move, right? So we have a certain amount of options that are out there, and it is a heavy cost to incur. So what we did at Freedom Move USA is we work with a nationwide network of real estate agents and brokerage teams. We get them all Platinum Move certified with our moving and logistics vendors. That way you can offer programs through our organization that can help these folks save all of that money. So you can find people moving across the country for as little as sometimes $100 out of their pocket, which is pretty amazing all in all. So when you're able to turn around and go back to prospective home sellers and buyers and say, guys, just come check with me first. Let's find out how much we can help you save on our moving programs if you utilize us as your real estate professional to help with your transaction. It just makes a lot of sense. It's almost a really good, powerful word of caution. What we've done is we've assembled a nationwide network of a lot of our local moving vendors and our national moving logistics management vendors. And we are able to put together the whole move process at already 60 to 70% less than most of the retail options across the United States of America. So it's pretty amazing. We're already in a very powerful position to affect price and we empower the real estate agents that are approved with us to take a look at the remaining price points on these moves and make a gesture from closing if they want to, or do some type of contribution and or pass it along completely to your end consumer. But substantial savings, and it goes a long way for your consumer.
So when agents sign up with Freedom Move USA, they're going to be a part of a great organization, and they're going to be able to optimize their opportunities for marketing, because a lot of the folks, the individuals, the buyers and sellers out there, they just don't know this option is out there. What is kind of one of your thought patterns, or a couple of your thought patterns, in regards to marketing this so that people can actually hear about it, so that they can actually take part in it, versus just like, oh, it's a great fairy tale? But no, this isn't a fairy tale. This is reality. So how can they market this?
Well, the nice thing that we've done to set up for assistance with the real estate agents is this. We know that consumers resonate sometimes with your personal brand, but they also definitely resonate with a national brand. You have a lot of big organizations out there that are trying to push unique selling propositions, from things such as iBuyer programs or buy now, sell later. And those are some of these unique selling propositions. But we at Freedom Move USA have established a call center. We have very powerful professional advertising programs that launched the Freedom Move brand across your territory, specifically driving awareness back to the main website and funnels and various different things. And our whole call to action is connect with us at the call center with one of our call representatives that can reach out to you. And then we find the local real estate agent in that area that's already approved by us to go ahead and help facilitate the transaction and inquire about any move savings potential. So that's really the call to action here. It works extremely well. We've partnered with some amazing companies. We have professional advertising packages that realtors can purchase, but our call center qualifies all of these folks on your behalf. So it really is quite an amazing program.
It really is. And ladies and gentlemen, what I have found with using Freedom Move USA is remarkable. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not selling. I have no ownership in the stock of the company. I have nothing to do with it, except I have received their benefits. I've had one conversation, and Jake and I are starting a major marketing campaign this week per this recording time. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be marketing out to the fact that we are going to be offering this Freedom Move USA, excuse me. And the one conversation I had got me 3 deals out of it with one conversation. This is something that is like kryptonite to Superman. Superman being the bad guy, kryptonite being the good. It will kill anything off around you, because they can't compete with you with the knowledge that you knock off 70+% of their moving costs. So you can either buy them a barbecue, or you can pay for their move. Now, that conversation is incredibly powerful, because as soon as you have that conversation, I've had multiple clients look at me and they're like, is this normal? I said, no, it is not normal at all. This is something that's uniquely, for you and for your family. And once they hear that, they're like, if I can save $10,000 to $25,000, why in the heck would I not do it?
It really is like that, Greg. So it comes down to, would you like to pay that money, or would you like to save that money? And it's substantial enough to where it could really be all or the majority of a possible down payment on the acquisition of the home that these folks are getting ready to purchase, or amongst many other things. And right now, that's so critical. One of the big things that I like to talk about, so that agents can go ahead and really understand the program, is the financials of the program itself in comparison to the retail marketplace. So here's somebody that's possibly moving from Denver. And this is a real example. So we helped the family move. Denver all the way to Virginia. So Denver, Colorado to Virginia. They received a retail moving quote for $24,000, okay, from one of the big brands to go ahead and get this move done. Our organization was able to go ahead and come in, and our price points were at $7,500. And the real estate agent that was representing the family was able to go ahead and move $5,000 in from closing to help. So the homeowners only had to come out of pocket for $2,500 for their move instead of $24,000. Substantial savings. Another one, one of our
But by
Freedom
the
Move.
way, I have to interject here.
Yeah.
So just to be clear on our numbers, because I'm taking notes as we talk. So you said they got a bid for $24,000.
That's correct.
Freedom Move USA can do it for 7,500, or did it for them for 7,500. But then their family members came in and kicked in $5,000, and then the family only paid $2,500. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So the real estate agent that was representing them on the sale of their home gave a $5,000 concession at closing to help with coverage on this thing. And that was part of the way that they talked about the program to their local marketplace. So it was able to reduce the cost for out-of-pocket expenses from $24,000 down to that low amount. So the way that this works for real estate agents is you're able to receive a lead, or you have a connection with somebody in your local marketplace, or you're doing some core marketing, or you call everybody inside of your phone to say, hey, I've just been approved. I have exclusive territory here with our moving companies, and this is what I can offer that's different than everybody else. Just come check with me first. So if you get into a conversation with a prospective home seller, you can go ahead and submit through our software to receive a quote on what is that move going to be. So if you find your family that's moving from Dallas, Texas to Orlando, Florida, you can find out the information, punch it into our software. We're going to return you a quote. So now you have an estimate and you're able to take a look at it. And we've empowered our agents so they can pass that gesture, or they can pass it along completely to the homeowner. They can do some type of split homeowner contribution after they evaluate their transaction, or they can go ahead and cover the majority of it. So that's how this works, but you're fully empowered. And we know that every single one of these moves is unique. We have our own amount of stuff. We accumulate a lot of things throughout the years, and the distance traveled from point A to point B. So, but you'll know about all of the pricing on the moves ahead of time. And to put this into another example, we just recently moved a military family from the state of Washington all the way down to Florida. Okay. They were receiving quotes for $19,000 for some of those containers that get dropped off into your driveway and then picked up. So the family would have had to load all of the stuff into those containers, then get picked up and transported to the next location. So it wasn't a full moving service. It was one of the containers, and that was $19,000.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yep. So our Freedom Move USA agent here in Central Florida was working with this military family and was able to come in, go through our program. We were able to get a local moving company to load. A semi showed up, the semi 6 days across the country. They offloaded into temporary storage. And then after close of escrow on the home that they were purchasing, there was the pickup and move into the actual house. We were all in on this, one of the largest moves across the country from Washington State to Florida, and it was $10,000. And the Freedom Move agent was able to go ahead and give a gesture from closing as part of his incentive program. So that military family only had to come out of pocket for $5,000.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And I want to jump into the pricing really quickly. And we're not going to get into the weeds on this, but just thoughts and theories. So when men and women are going to use Freedom Move USA, like I have a dear friend of mine that's going to be moving potentially up the street where they live right now. So they have to pack up their house and they have to move literally a half a block, maybe 2 blocks away. Now, would that qualify versus moving across the country? How does that look in your books?
Yeah. So we work with local moving vendors all across the United States of America. We have well over 700 right now currently in our database, and we work with every single one of our agents to have an established relationship with a local moving company. Because what happens is when we send out one of our semis for larger moves that are across state or across the country, we don't carry labor with the transportation. So we rely on the local moving vendors to go ahead and load and unload at these different locations. But it also is very powerful for our agents to go ahead and have that relationship with their local moving company, because when they come across somebody that's just moving across the town or up the street or things along those lines, they can work with their established relationship and get the local move taken care of in the same type of capacity. Freedom Move is there for a lot of your big moves. If we engage in a big move, we handle all of the billing with all of the local moving vendors on the loading side and the offloading side completely. So
what would qualify as a large move versus a small move?
So if it's moving in a short capacity, you're going to want to engage the local moving vendor that we have on file that you already have a relationship with, and you'll know it'll make sense. It's we wouldn't roll in a big semi unless we had to, right? To go ahead and move somebody locally. It's all for a lot of the bigger moves, but this is a very powerful incentive, a unique selling proposition to put out in the marketplace. And what you're doing is you're helping your customer, your prospective customer, save money and time, right? Homeowners find themselves lifting all these heavy, cumbersome, awkward boxes into rental trucks and shipping containers, and then doing it all over again. So you're saving them from the physical DIY move, and you're helping them tremendously save a lot of money. And that is a heck of an incentive now, especially in these times.
Oh, it's huge, absolutely humongous. And like I said earlier in this conversation, it's already I've already received deals from doing this. But here's a question I really want to ask, because I know there are a lot of people out there asking the same question: is it just the moving, or does it include the wrapping, the boxes, and all the other services, or is it just the move?
Yeah. So the local moving vendors that we unite with inside of these different territories have those types of services as well. A lot of the in-house pack-ups and things. If that is required and if that is necessary for a homeowner, as part of this process, our agents can annotate all of that inside of our software when they're submitting their move forms that we already have set up. So we help out. We have account managers that engage on every single one of these moves. So they talk about the move, get it all ready, have all of the prohibited item checklist all handled. And there's also a time when our agent approves that we get in contact with the actual homeowner that's getting ready to move, explain everything to them, help them understand what happens on moving day, and so on and so forth. So,
Okay, so the real question is, how do people get a hold of Freedom Move USA? What's the protocol? What are the requirements? I mean, how does the house qualify if you're going to do this? I mean, walk us down that path.
Sure. So every home every home that is in a transaction, or any family that needs to move, our agents can go ahead and submit to go ahead and see what that actual cost would be. And then our agents are able to make a judgment at that point after they look at their specific transaction and see how they would like to stack it up from a financial standpoint. The large majority of our agents are covering the whole cost, with the exception of the $100 homeowner contribution that is mandatory.
Okay, not a problem. Now, what kind of property would not qualify for this, if there is one that would not qualify? And then what would be the biggest one? You want to sell a 20 million, 50 million, $100 million home. Is there limits on this at all?
No. So it's not about the home qualifying, right? It's about the folks can go ahead and find out how much of a financial savings their home qualifies for inside of the program itself. So every quote that comes through, or every submission for a move, we're returning what that cost would be after we understand the amount of items and the move from point A to point B. So it's not about a home qualifying. It's about submitting to find out how much you can save on your actual move in comparison to retail options.
Now, I'm assuming everybody involved in the transaction is insured on all sides. Is that correct?
Full insurance, top to bottom. Local moving vendors are all of our semi holders, all the liability. Plus, that's all part of the process too, is explaining the insurance to all of the homeowners. So, but when agents do it, go ahead and come over to freedommoveusa.com. They go to the agent page to see if their territory is available, go through that whole process. Once they're actually approved to proceed, then they go through top to bottom training inside of our program about how it works, the whole move process, how to submit for your moves, insurance, all of the things that are involved. So one of the things I want to express here is we are offering zip code exclusivity. We're looking to work with individual agents, teams, or brokers in certain zip codes all across the United States of America. That way they can be empowered to go ahead and really get this unique selling proposition into their talking points and branded towards their company, so they can get it out to all of the homeowners in the local area and really make a big dent in their marketplace in comparison with this offering. So I would express everybody to go over to freedommoveusa.com, submit to see if you are could get qualified for your territory and if it's available, and then start the process.
You know, the thing I love about this is the fact that, again, I'm going to reiterate this part, guys and gals, that I do not own, I do not benefit financially from anything from Freedom Move USA. This is just something that I love, that it's really cool, and it's something that nobody else is doing. So reach out, freedommoveusa.com. Go take a look at them. If it works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't, God be with you, and you guys can go do whatever you want to do. But I can attest to the fact that it worked for me in a luxury market area here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So take a look at them. Jake, any final thoughts and words?
Yeah. So one of our agents in his very first year, while we were moving this stuff around in beta before we opened it up across the whole nation, did 45 home transactions his very first year and $0 in advertising spend. Just got into his phone, started telling everybody in his local marketplace, just come check with me first before talking to another agent. Let me see how much I can help you save on your move. And it was a huge thing. We had an agent out of Arizona during Christmas, went ahead and put some Christmas candles on the doorsteps of some of the people in his core farm, put a nice piece of literature around it talking about these incentives, picked up 4 listings from it. So very powerful in its core. Yeah, we're extremely excited about offering this out to the marketplace and really helping people all across the United States of America. And that's what this is about, especially now with these economic times. If I can help organize these programs and help families go ahead and save money that they can go ahead and reinvest towards themselves, it's something that's very passionate to us at Freedom Move USA.
That's fantastic. And that's why, Real Estate Uncensored has partnered with you guys over there to get the word out and kind of let agents know that they can assist their customers and clients and friends and family and everybody else who's in their sphere with giving a value add asset where they can actually put more money back into their pocket. So if you can reduce a cost and then you can actually put more money into their pockets based upon saving on moving expenses, you're going to be more powerful than, the top agent in the area. If you are a top agent in the area, imagine how powerful this would be to beat out everybody else that's going to trying to compete with you. So guys, freedomusa.com. Go check it out. Take a look at it. Get a hold of Jake. Get a hold of his team. He's got a huge team behind him, all ready to rock and roll with you guys across the country. And just try it out. I mean, just ask one of your clients right now, hey, would you want to list with me if I could pay for all of your moving costs? I have a client of mine right now that I'm talking to that's actually literally in the moment of this recording. They are packing boxes because they're going to be moving their house. And I'm going to bring it up to them and I'll say, hey, look, I'll pay for your moving costs. All you have to do is list with me. I bet you anything, dollars to donuts, because the last time this individuals sold a house, the agent that listed their property didn't do a stinking thing on closing costs. They didn't pay for anything. They didn't pay for a gift. They didn't do anything. And they've been so mad about that. So guys and gals, this is a way to give back to the people who are giving into you. So
it's really amazing once the agents realize and understand the program after they go through training and how exceptional it is. Because even if an agent doesn't participate with a gesture in kind from the transaction, they still understand that they're helping their homeowners and prospective consumers save 60 to 70% on moving costs versus retail moving options that they have out there. So it's a huge savings. I'm so blessed that we've been able to organize with all of our vendors and our company and get into this position. And we're looking to partner with individuals, brokers, or teams and have that relationship with you guys personally out there and help you out. And our nationwide network of agents is going to be able to send referrals back and forth. It's pretty amazing what's happening over here.
It's actually humongously amazing. And people, when they figure this out, they're going to fall over themselves to get a part of it. So, Jake, on our closing here, one more time, where can people get a hold of you? And is there any last final words?
Yeah. So freedommoveusa.com, ladies and gentlemen, you can go there, go to the agent page and fill out your contact information to see if your territory is available. And let's talk about territory real quick. When we say individuals, agents, or individual agents, teams, or brokerages, that's very important. We want to give you guys exclusivity. So if you are an individual agent starting a team, or a team that's growing, or a brokerage, your people inside of your organization, if approved for that territory, can go ahead and utilize this. And we've had a lot of folks, and also the EXP side of the house too, is utilizing this to incentivize other agents to come to their core team because they've got such a powerful, unique selling proposition that really moves the customers. So come on over and we can help you understand all of those programs and how to actually do some team building with Freedom Move USA.
I love it, man. That's awesome stuff. It is incredibly powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, freedomusa.com. Go there, check it out, go experience what I've experienced. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace out, ninjas. We gone.